Hello and welcome everyone. I am pleased to bring you another set from the Alchemy League Round Robin. This one originates from the Platinum Division, which is the highest division in Alchemy League. These players, Oladushek and Ivanenko, are both around 2K. Let's go and check our seeding document for them. Oladushek is here, and he is... The tournament estimated him at 1974.9, and Ivanenko, also known as Lauterbrunnen, is at 1977.5. So both of these players are quite close in ELO, and I suspect that the results of these matches will come down to familiarity with the maps, and we'll be excited to see what these guys dream up for these custom maps. It's always fun to see people play on things that you make, but it's even more fun to see what they come up with, especially if they're higher skilled players that are more likely to come up with creative strategies, or at least to find exploits and such. So we'll see if that's the case here, if they find exploits, or if the games are really close and competitive. It'd be a good reflection of the maps. So let's get the recording rolling and we'll start talking about the game. This first map is Gichigume. This was created by me, Tech Chariot, and this map is inspired by Lake Superior and the greater Superior, Wisconsin area. You've got a very choppy and large lake. There's a lot of there's fish in it, but there's not as much fish as it seems. Looks like there's about 9,000 food total. So each of these fish actually have fewer resources contained within. You start with a villager along the edge of the lake, and both of these players have built their docks. These docks are about average distances, I would say. Sometimes the docks are further apart, sometimes they're closer together. And Oladushek has built his town center a little bit closer to the edge of the map. And Ivanenko is... oh, this is a great town center right here. Look at this. In Nomad, my opinion is that town centers should always be built on the north side of a wood line to make the chopping more efficient. You can see that Ivanenko is exploring with his cows. That is an excellent choice. And I believe that Oladushek is... yeah, he's doing the same with the cows that he controls. So, Oladushek has the Koreans and Ivanenko has the Dravidians. This is a good map for civilizations that have navy bonuses and also tower bonuses or bonuses toward fighting in one spot. This is not really a paladin map. This is not the kind of map that you pick Franks on. This is the kind of map where you try to win water and get the advantage of all of this fish out here, although I still think there's less fish meat than on Four Lakes for sure. But you also have to be careful because you don't want to overinvest in water and then lose land, because there's not a lot of space to build. Land occupies maybe 40% of the total space of this map, the area that's usable. So it's definitely a closed style map. It's sort of like a Socotra where you can interact with the water, perhaps. And maybe a little less lameable because you're not sure where your opponent starts and you don't have a start. I guess it's... you could figure out where your opponent is. I don't think either player knows, though. Ivanenko does not know... Let me click here. See what Oladushek knows. Oladushek doesn't know where Ivanenko is. He hasn't found him yet. He has been scouting with his cows carefully. He's taking some of this shore fish, and let's see what Ivanenko knows. Ivanenko does know where Oladushek is. He found a house up here, so he's got an idea that there might be a dock over here, and he lost a cow, I think, over here. So you guys are going to see that these players have really clean builds. I mean, Oladushek with only 1 second of town center idle time and Ivanenko with only 4. This is the kind of thing that we would expect from 2K players. 2K players are probably even a little bit better than this, but you know, because they have 5 seconds total between them. But remember that this is a Nomad map, and Nomad builds are hard. Now these guys, right off the bat, I can tell that they're really going for the fish. Which is interesting. I never really thought the fish would be a big part of this. I just put the fish in because the guy who is in my clan who lives in Wisconsin said, "Oh yeah, we've got lots of little lakes with plenty of fish in them." So I'm like, all right, well I better make little lakes with some fish, and I did that more so to comply with what he was saying. But it sort of makes sense here, right? You want that fast food income, because if you have the fast food income, you can make sure that your town center is always making villagers, which could be a struggle for Nomad. What is this? Okay, I think Oladushek has a hunting party coming out. Is Oladushek going to build a mill? He doesn't appear to have the wood for it. He's just going to long distance these deer. It's too many villagers for laming. Oladushek, I don't believe he knows where Ivanenko is. He might know from this, actually, that Ivanenko is over here. So let's talk about the civilization a little bit more. The civilization matchups, I should say. Koreans versus Dravidians. Well, I know about Koreans. I've been playing with Koreans for a long time. They've been out since the Age of Conquerors, so they're pretty well understood civilization. If Oladushek ever got to turtle ships on water, it would be quite something. But I don't think it will come to that. I think somebody will win water long before that. They usually win water late feudal, early Castle Age, it seems to be determined. Somebody will win water. Koreans, of course, lots of towers. Towers are great for denying limited map area, and indeed this is a limited map area, right? You can build towers and cover a larger percentage of the buildable space. So you get good value out of towers, I feel, on this map. So Koreans are a pretty smart choice. Ivanenko with the Dravidians, I don't know as much about them. I know that they get population space from their docks. This might be the civilization that has that weird galley-type unique unit. What is it, the Therisidae? In Imperial Age, but again, I don't think it'll ever get there. I think those turtle ships win against Therisidae, but I could be wrong. What do we got here? We got a dead goose. Somebody shot a goose. Yeah, these geese are in the water. Geese can do that. I mean, on this map they can do that because I made it so that they could do that. So, but what do Dravidians do? I guess we've seen Dravidians do a mixture of elephant archers and skirmishers and archers and some artillery. It seems like a solid civilization for this map. They've done well. A barracks coming up for Ivanenko, which is interesting. And loom and double bit axe. Is he making a fire galley? Okay, he is making a fire galley. He's got 2 docks. What is Oladushek's plan here? Oladushek has a bunch of fishing ships. I think he's got 6 fishing ships. And Oladushek is going to know about this dock here from Ivanenko, and he's pretty soon Oladushek is going to know about Ivanenko's dastardly plan to burn his fish. Yeah, so he sees it. He knows his opponent is in the feudal age, but Oladushek himself will not be in the feudal age for another 30 seconds. So he will be at a bit of a disadvantage here. Ivanenko will have had more time to make fire ships, and from the look of it, he would have had more docks to make them too. So Oladushek has not made another dock, and this causes me to suspect that Oladushek does not intend to contest water. He's going to let his opponent have it. Now, I think that this is a lot of fishing ships. It seems like if most players indeed decided to give away water, that they would not make 6 fishing ships. But maybe Oladushek knows something about this that I don't know. Or maybe he changed his mind and he made these fishing ships and then decided, based on other things that he saw, that he needed to do something different. Oh, here we go with the tower rush. Let's go. Now, we have not seen a really proper tower rush on this map. We did see in one of the Copper Division games, somebody built 1 tower, but they weren't Koreans. I think they were Teutons or something. I would love to see a proper Korean tower rush denying all the resources on this map. I think that'd be pretty fun. So Ivanenko has made a couple of archers to complicate Oladushek's tower rush. It's not going to stop it. Archers are not very good against... Oh, wait a second. Maybe this is not a tower rush. This is a pretty defensive tower, and it's right next to his gold. Oh, I got all excited for a tower rush. I don't know that we're going to see it. Okay, Oladushek building a blacksmith, and he is making no ships. He's basically just running his fish. Will Oladushek make a sneaky dock on the other side of the lake? I'd be curious about that. It'd be cool to see somebody get away with it. I tried it, and I couldn't get away with it. My opponent found it. Oladushek hiding his fish here. Ivanenko going to burn the dock. And so Oladushek has built a defensive tower. Okay, yeah, he's got some resources. He wants to go up to the Castle Age. He's going to need another building. I don't see a market for him. Oh, no, alright, he clicks up. So he's got a market somewhere. There it is. So Oladushek going fast castle on this map. He has built this tower to secure his gold, and this stone is actually in a really nice spot for Oladushek. He doesn't even have to do any walling at all to secure this stone. The best that could happen is Ivanenko could come in here, and he could probably range a couple of villagers and be annoying. Okay, it looks like there is a hole here, so I take that back. Oladushek does indeed have to wall that up, which is unfortunate. Could you imagine if he could have built a gate here? Okay, he's going to have to build a tower. He's already built one tower, but remember that he's taken some stone since then, so he wants to make sure that his stone is secure. I don't know if it's going to be a Castle Age tower rush or if it's going to be war wagons. I would assume war wagons based on how many villagers are on gold here. And we'll see what he does with that, if he gets away with it. Ivanenko is building a market of his own. He's going to be able to click up soon. He's destroyed Oladushek's dock, and Oladushek still exploring around the perimeter of the map. He's got a fishing ship here. He's got another fishing ship here, and he's just exploring the lake, it looks like. Okay, so the villagers can safely take stone now that this tower is up. Ivanenko not really getting any damage in with the archers. He killed 5 fishing ships, and that's reflected here in the Eco KD. But overall, Oladushek is going to get away with this fast castle for as much as you can say that you get away with fast castle after losing 5 fishing ships. So it was, you know, he succeeded at what he wanted to do. He accepted that he was going to lose water to his opponent, decided not to contest it, and now we will see whether or not this pays off. So Oladushek amassing some stone. I feel, oh no! This lumberjack getting himself killed. He should have been down here chopping this wood, or maybe over here. That is very unfortunate. Oladushek going to build, yeah, he builds it here originally and he changes his mind to build it up there. I think that's smart. Okay, Ivanenko is going to be Castle Age in just a few seconds here. And so, what's he going to have the resources for? What's he going to do? I'm not exactly sure. He has walled off his side of the map. So Oladushek, if he does do a castle drop, it's not going to be a very aggressive castle. It's not going to be super in Ivanenko's face because he can't get in. Okay, Oladushek building the castle conservatively. I mean, the castle is still on top of Ivanenko's archery range and barracks, which I guess is sort of annoying. Ivanenko is getting Bodkin arrow and crossbowmen, so he's going to go into archers, and it looks like Oladushek is going to go into war wagons. Castle's up. War wagons will be shortly behind. I think as soon as some villagers drop off some gold, he'll queue a war wagon. What? He destroyed his tower? I guess to make the castle to make it more efficient for the villagers to get in here. He might as well destroy this outpost. I would have deleted the outpost first. But maybe he really likes that outpost there. So the castle is indeed making war wagons. So both players are one town center. Ivanenko has not built another town center yet. Oh! What happened over here? I totally missed this. Oladushek somehow snuck villagers back here. Did he walk all the way around? How did I miss that? Oh, you know what? They must have been the hunting villagers. Aha! Okay, so Ivanenko is going to get Sanctity. This will improve the health of his monks. So he's probably expecting the war wagons, and he will try to convert them. And he's already converted one. Sanctity will make his monks tougher. So we got this armored elephant working on this house here. So apparently Oladushek towered Ivanenko's wood line back here. And he's got a couple more villagers at large. I hope these cows aren't trapped. I don't think they are, though. I think these cows could get out if Oladushek wanted them to. Ivanenko building an outpost here and adding another town center. So Oladushek's villagers will be spotted after this. And Ivanenko will know. And I think Oladushek will know, too, because obviously he had an outpost here first, so he was able to see Ivanenko's outpost going up. He's going to build his own tower here just to be a pest and deny this wood line. The armored elephant is going to come in and work on this tower. I think the villagers will shank the armored elephant. Oladushek building a palisade wall there just to prevent the armored elephant from getting at the villager directly, I guess. And Oladushek's own converted war wagon here attacking the villagers. The tower is going to go up, I think. Yeah, it goes up. And the elephant is working on it. Oladushek going to repair it. I don't think this tower will last for very long. I think that the villager, oh, he misses it. If he had garrisoned, if he had cycled them out to repair, maybe, but elephants are just so good. I think they're a little bit too good, really. Okay, Oladushek sending some war wagons into Ivanenko's economy. Ivanenko has 2 town centers. He is adding a 3rd. Oladushek is on 1 town center. And he's going to get more gold. He's run out of gold here. And so this is basically a Korean... I don't want to say it's an all-in push, but it basically is an all-in push. His opponent has a lot more economy than he does. He's got 3 town centers and some docks working. And Oladushek, I mean, he even had villagers in the back. Now, having said that, you know, he is in here getting villager kills and such, so hopefully Oladushek is able to get value out of his choices here. I'm worried that Ivanenko could make like 6 monks and completely shut this down for 600 gold. Maybe even less than that. Hey, X Factor, welcome. So Oladushek is going to attack this archery range. This archery range is researching Elite Skirmisher. Of course, he doesn't know that. He's going to go and look for some more damage with these war wagons. Could he potentially go all the way around the lake to get to Ivanenko? Yes, he could, but I don't think he will. Ah, okay, we got monks here. Oladushek does not have a good answer to monks. And that's the big problem with Koreans, if you're going war wagons, is monks are an effective counter. As long as your opponent has a reasonable number of them relative to your war wagon, then it will be very effective. Now, the one thing that Oladushek could do is he could creep castles forward. And creeping castles forward would give Oladushek's war wagons cover. To him, it'll be worth it. He's going to lose a few war wagons, but in the chaos, maybe he can get that castle down. Oh no, Oladushek. Oh, there's too many war wagon conversions. His opponent has more war wagons than he does. He's trying to build a tower. I think that's sort of what's intended for Koreans, is to creep towers and castles and such forward to protect their war wagons from conversions. Some villagers are going down. Oh, this is a disaster. There's just too many monks here. Oladushek, what's he doing? He's getting out of there. He lost a ton of villagers doing that. Lost a ton of villagers. Lost a lot of army. I don't know. I mean, it still looks competitive because Oladushek does not have as much economy behind this. But I'm skeptical that he can do the damage at this point. He wants to do another castle, but I think he needed to start building the castle foundation before engaging with the war wagons, because what happened was some of the war wagons were converted, and it messed with his ability to place the castle foundation because enemy units were now standing in the way. So he's going to send more villagers out to this guard tower. Oh no. He really wants this tower to go up, but there's just too many archers here. Oladushek calls the GG. Yeah, this just a disastrous engagement here. I think Oladushek needed a mangonel. He needed a mangonel, or he needed something to push the monks back, to push the crossbows back, to get up his castle. Seemed like he had a good plan, but the details of it and his opponent's monk micro and the number of monks sort of shut him down, and he didn't really have a good answer to the large number of monks. I feel that the monks really messed him up, as monks do. But I like his style. I like his style. But despite liking his style, I must give the first game to Ivanenko. So with that being said, we will move on to the next map. So we gotta go over here to replays, and we gotta select game 2. So Gichigume and now Whirlpool Lake. Whirlpool Lake is a popular one. It's been picked more than any other map in the league so far. Okay, so at about 8 o'clock, we have Ivanenko here, and 3 o'clock we have Oladushek. So Oladushek is playing as the green Berbers, and Ivanenko is playing as the purple Byzantines. What do I think of this Civ matchup? Well, I think that Berbers are more mobile. I think that Berbers are going to be able to get around here and raid and cause lots of chaos. But I think this map may be deceptively open. Sure, there's a lot of space out here, but I don't know that there is enough space. There's really enough space to... Yeah, it's space, right? But it's not really space that has a lot of resources. I mean, there's wood, sure, but there's only 100 stone in each of these piles here. So I don't really know that there's a lot of value in raiding when most of the important resources are in just this small space. But we'll see. Berbers also have a ship bonus. I believe that their ships travel faster. That could help Oladushek get the hill advantage more effectively. He could micro maybe his ships uphill. We've got this giant whirlpool in the middle of the map. We've got relics here. We've got some crocodiles guarding the relics. So we've got a lot of interesting stuff here. There's a lot of fish. Let's see. What have we got? We've got a scout fight between Oladushek and Ivanenko. I believe Oladushek got the first hit. Now, there are these little pits here, and you can try to micro to get a hill advantage, but Oladushek has gotten enough free wax on Ivanenko that he would have a hard time engaging this, even if he tried to take a hill advantage. So Oladushek with a very forward dock, which is interesting. This tells me that Oladushek is planning on playing very aggressively. And Ivanenko, with his dock here at the end of his channel. Now, I think it would be worth mentioning that if you win water in the middle, you have the ability to sail directly underneath an opponent's town center. Like, you can just sail right up this channel and in here. The only thing that stands in your way, if your opponent does nothing to stop you, they have only one thing that stands in the way, and that is the sea tower. So this sea tower, it may not be very impressive in terms of statistics. It's only got 500 health. But the thing about this sea tower is that it deals a massive amount of bonus damage to ships. So, at the very least, if you want to get in here and mess with your opponent and what your opponent is doing, then you need to overpower this sea tower. You can't just sail past it all the time, because it will just, like, it will wreck your train of reinforcements. So I've seen Byzantines and I've seen Berbers on this map. I don't recall if I've seen these two civilizations against each other. Byzantines, of course, with the faster attacking fire ships, so they make sense. Fire ships are great in low numbers. This pool is relatively small, so the engagements will not have really time to get to large numbers. It's, you know, like, there's not a lot of separation here. So Oladushek, 4 fishing ships. Ivanenko, 3 fishing ships. Berber villagers are a little bit faster, so that's kind of an eco bonus. It can be useful when you're chopping on top of these. Well, actually, I think you can build down here. You can build on top of this, but there are these reeds that are on beach terrain. You could build docks inside of here too. So we've seen players do lots of stuff because this map has been played a lot. Ivanenko building another dock here. He's on his way up to the feudal age. They both are, really. Oladushek with 1 more villager than Ivanenko. Ivanenko with some idle town center time, both of them. It's about equal to 1 villager's worth. I'm wondering why that happened. I think it's because of the Scout War. I have a hard time believing that the resource situation on this map would not allow a smooth, like I have a hard time believing that somebody would lack the food. I think it's a matter of maybe being distracted and your villagers weren't gathering food, or you didn't queue villagers or something, and we did see the scout fight earlier. So my guess is that that's what happened. Oladushek has built another dock on this side. I'm wondering why Oladushek is building docks on both sides of the pool. Why is that? Why not build them both here? I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe he's looking at it from, like, if my opponent chases me and goes after one of my fire ships, I can attack him from the other side, or I can at least get 1 ship in hill advantage. I don't know. I'd have to ask Oladushek why he built his docks on the opposite side. He's also building a tower to help protect his fishing ships. I really like this tower. This tower gives him fire support for his fire galleys. The villager wants to repair the fire galley. Ivanenko keeps pumping out the fire galleys. Oladushek he's making demolition rafts now. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a good hit. Wow. Those 3 fire galleys are so close to death. Ivanenko trying to pull them back to repair them. He does repair. He repairs 1 and he saves it. Another one went down. Oladushek's got to pull this tower building villager back. Here's another demo ship. Oh boy. Alright, only 1 for 1 that time. Alright, so we got another fire galley there. Oladushek building a little partial quick wall here to keep his villagers safe from the flames. And he's going to complete his tower. But, okay, he's still making ships. He is still making ships. And his fishing ships are being attacked. And the fishing ships are going to go down, so Oladushek is not going to save his fishing ships. He's just going to build this tower here, and that'll allow him to win water, I think. Yeah, the tower is attacking this fire galley. Both of these fire galleys are attacking, so Ivanenko brings them within the minimum range, and that opens up the opportunity for a demolition ship. And but Ivanenko microing this. Okay, so he does. Yeah, Oladushek is going to get some good advantage with this tower, I think. I'm not sure what else is happening at home. Doesn't look like Oladushek is doing anything, but he has corralled a big population of water buffaloes, which he is going to work on. Ivanenko is building a barracks now, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what that turns into. If that turns into an archery range, or if that turns into a stable unit push. I'm not sure. It's obviously not going to turn into a building, but it's going to lead to something else. So that's what I mean, and that's what we'll have to keep an eye on. Oladushek coming over here. Is he just going to blow up the fishing ships? Yeah, that's what I would have done. Ivanenko has so much stuff on water. But this tower here basically guarantees that Oladushek is going to be able to continue to be annoying against Ivanenko and make demolition rafts and blow up fire galleys, and just going to be a pain. It's going to give something. It's going to give Ivanenko something to do. He's not just going to have a free fish boom now. Here comes another demolition raft. Is he going to blow up Ivanenko's other fishing ship? No, he's not. There's too many fire galleys here, I think, to use it. He's got to use it against this tower. Or in defense of the tower, I should say. And Oladushek with another fire galley here. So we can sort of see why Oladushek maybe built this dock on the opposite side, just for the purposes of being chaotic, throwing his opponent off balance, and being able to produce from two docks at the same time without having both docks monitored by his opponent. He blows that up. The demolition rafts basically weaken the fire galleys, and then the tower finishes them off within a reasonable time frame. Oladushek has a good setup here. He's got a house on either side of the tower, and that will make it so that the fire galleys cannot reach the villager who is repairing it. And I think, I'm not sure, I don't know where the fire ship, or not the fire ship, where the fishing ship went. Ivanenko thinking about Castle Age. He's selling stone, and he's buying food. And Oladushek, in terms of resources, he's building a market. Oladushek is nowhere near clicking up to the Castle Age. So Ivanenko on his way up to the Castle Age, and Oladushek is going to have to start thinking about that as well. So Ivanenko deciding to attack this dock, because this dock does not have a tower protecting it. Oladushek with a juicy demolition raft hit. Just chasing his opponent around with demolition rafts. Here's another demolition raft. Could blow up both of these fire ships, and indeed it does. So, who has spent more on water so far? I'm not really sure. Probably Oladushek, if you consider the tower and the houses and such, and the villager time. But man, has it been chaotic? Gotta say. Alright, so Ivanenko is going to be Castle Age in another minute. Let's take a look at his resources. He's heavily on gold, but that's probably just because he's been making fire galleys. I don't know if he's going to transition this gold into making knights or camels when he hits Castle Age. There's no sign of a stable that I can see. But he is building a blacksmith. Oladushek blowing up a fire galley. So Oladushek is getting close to clicking up to Castle Age himself. He just needs to force drop off a little bit of food from some berries or something, and click up. That's always so annoying when you're short 2 food. Is he building anything? No, he's not. All right, now he clicks up. So one of these villagers had a few food in its hand, completed the mill, and now he clicks up. Ivanenko is Castle Age, and he's going to get the fire ship upgrade, and that'll help him pressure Oladushek's naval presence. I'm not really sure why they're fighting over water. There's nothing here anymore. I guess in theory somebody could make fire ships and get back on water. Oh, demolition raft. But the demolition raft is not as effective. Not as effective against fire ships. These fire ships are going to be just the edge that Ivanenko needs. More demolition rafts. Okay, he does scare away the fire ships. Is there a villager in here somewhere? Yes, apparently there are 2 villagers in here somewhere. Oop. So he can continue repairing the tower if he has the stone for it. He's going to be castle age soon. What is the plan for Oladushek? He's building a barracks as well. I'm wondering if he's going to go into stable units. Ivanenko adding another town center. And apparently he's made some knights too, and we see one of them heading out across the map here. Where's the other knight? Okay, yeah, so he's got knights working on this sea tower. And if this sea tower goes down, then these Byzantine fire ships can just stream into Oladushek's base. And that could be a serious menace to his town center. In fact, it's too late now, but something that I'd like to see players do, and I saw them do this with the Blue Carbon Cup, is I would like to see the players stonewall across here. I think it would make a lot of sense. And we saw that in the Blue Carbon Cup. Players would spend their stone to wall off just the mangrove shallows areas because they were only afraid of the ships getting into their town. They were not afraid of land units, which tells you something about how powerful ships are for the resources that are spent. Oladushek is in the castle age and has made a camel. This camel will help him defend against the knights. Here come Ivanenko's fire ships, though, and they are going to burn the town center. In fact, that town center is going to go down very quickly, and Oladushek is going to have to relocate outside. He cannot save this town center. There are too many fire ships. Oh no, and Oladushek just calls the GG. It makes sense. It's reasonable. So Ivanenko is up 2 games. Oladushek with his Towering of the Fish didn't quite work out as planned. These guys are both really, really close in ELO. So it's fun to see the creative strategies, but sometimes you get punished for them. But it's definitely worth it in case one of them works, right? It's just so much fun. But Ivanenko with just too much of an advantage. Oladushek going to lose his town center. So I understand the GG. So we will see a 3rd game from these guys now. And Oladushek is going to pick the next map, and he has selected Cataclysm. For Cataclysm, it seems that we have Malians versus Italians. So let us load into the game, and we'll comment on how everything goes. So Oladushek is on the left-hand side with the green Malians, and Ivanenko is on the right-hand side with the purple Italians. Ivanenko docking immediately. Interesting. And it looks like he wants to build a house after that. I think most players will dock immediately, although sometimes maybe there will be players that come over with all 3 villagers, use that to build a town center, and then maybe go back later to build a dock out there. Oh no, okay. Well, if you're going to do this, then you might as well have done it out here, right? But Malians, can they afford a fishing ship? I think fishing ships are 75 wood, so I think the answer to that is no. But Cataclysm, what you see is what you get. Not really anything hidden in this map. There's gold and stone here. This moon has collided with the planet, and it caused a cataclysm, and everybody had to evacuate to these smaller moons. This map was made by BP Dredge, and the previous map, in case I didn't mention, was made by Jasuni. So I like this town center spot. This is a good town center spot. It's on the wood, it's on the gold. I would have built the town center maybe like to the left a little bit, right here. But it's still a great town center spot. And he's got, let's see, Oladushek has berries, and he has wood for this town center. There are plenty of boars on this map. There's lots of sheep on the map. So there's plenty of food. There's ruined buildings on the map, and sort of this area of ruin here where the moon crashed into the planet. So what's the plan here? They both kind of have civilizations that are good at slow pushes and civilizations that are good at navy. And this seems to be a recurring theme with a lot of the maps. There's a lot of water maps here. Every single map that we've seen in this set has water on it. Most of the maps have water in them. So Ivanenko has found Oladushek's dock. You can't really hide your dock in here unless you're the otter one who sneakily built a dock up in this location. His opponent didn't find it for a while. and he got a bunch of free fish out of it. So Ivanenko is fishing here, and he is building fishing ships as well. Do Italians have cheaper fishing ships? I think they do, if I remember correctly. Oh, I'm getting old. I can't remember all the civ bonuses like I used to, and there are more civs in my defense. So Ivanenko, just have a look around. Let's see what Oladushek knows, what Oladushek's scouting is like. He has not scouted Ivanenko's dock. Looks like Oladushek has made a loop around this planet, but there is no dock here, so Oladushek is going to go back for a double take, because dock is important. You want to know where your opponent's dock is, so that you can go over there with fire ships and kill things. And burn enemy fishing ships. Very important. Do not want to let those fishing ships survive. They are essentially villagers. So I like Italians more than I like Malians. I think they're both good civs. I think Italians have slightly more monk options, I think, and better options. But, you know, Malians have the infantry with the extra pierce armor. And Oladushek could do a pretty devastating push, maybe with some Malian infantry and maybe some siege weapons. Like we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Ivanenko is up 2 games, so maybe Oladushek will play this one conservatively, and he won't take as many risks this game. We'll see. Okay, Ivanenko bringing in another boar. Oh, wait, what is this? We have a loaded transport ship. Oladushek. Oh, okay. Not villagers. Oladushek has found some goats along the edge of the map, and he has loaded them into his transport ship. So he will transport these goats back to his town. Where did those goats even come from? There must have just been some goats next to the coastline that Oladushek found. See how he's skimming the edge closely? He's just barely going to miss those goats. Yeah, doesn't see them. Doesn't see them. But he's going to find some boars, so he's going to know about boars. Okay, Ivanenko getting loom. Does he have feudal age queued after that? He does. So he is at 21 villagers and 1 military unit, which is the transport ship. He's got 4 fishing ships. Remember, guys, that feudal age is cheaper for the Italians, so they can click up a little bit sooner. But Oladushek is going to be just a villager behind, and he is going to click up. And so Ivanenko is actually not going to be that far ahead of Oladushek in terms of feudal age advancement, maybe 20 to 30 seconds. Ivanenko walling this off. It doesn't seem like he knows about this boar down here. Oh, no, he does. He just hasn't taken it. I would have taken it. Why didn't he take it? He needs to go on gold. What is Ivanenko doing? If he's not on gold, he can't contest water. He's got all kinds of sheep out here exploring, so Ivanenko is going to have a really clear understanding of the map. He's found Oladushek's dock, and he hasn't found Oladushek's town center, so it's either over here or over here. And of course we know that it's over here, but he doesn't know. He could probably guess. This would be a better guess as to the location. So Oladushek on gold. Oh wait, Ivanenko is on gold. We just can hardly see it behind the town center. My bad. So Ivanenko getting feudal age, and Oladushek's transport ship has a villager in it now. And what's he been doing with this anyway? Like, where is he going? What is this? We have double bid axe coming in. Ivanenko building a second dock. And Oladushek is building a fire galley. Okay, so Ivanenko has some docks up here, which I missed. And his plan is to push Oladushek off of water again. And Oladushek is not going to be able to compete with 3 docks. 4 docks, really. He is building a forward dock. Okay. So Oladushek is just sort of shadowing these fishing ships with his transport. And he's building a fire galley, but... Oh, he built a dock right next to Ivanenko's docks. What the heck? So Oladushek with the forward docks and the strange docking locations. He's got a fire galley here to protect his fish. And he wants to mess with his opponent, but his opponent also wants to mess with him, hence the forward docks here. So there's lots of dock play. His fire ship is outnumbered 2-1, so it will go down. Oladushek is forced to evacuate his fishing ships, which means they are not working now, so they are almost might as well be dead. But if Oladushek can build another dock up here, or he can safely take fish somewhere else, you know, given that he has docks there, then that would add more value to these fishing ships than they have already given. Ivanenko making more villagers, Oladushek making more villagers. Of course, nobody seems to have any resources that are close to approaching Castle Age. When they decide to go up, we shall know it, I suppose. Is Ivanenko safely fishing? I don't think Ivanenko is safely fishing either. So that's sort of the advantage, not advantage, but that's the balancing nature of this map, or this match, rather, is balanced out by nature of the fact that neither of them can effectively fish. Oladushek's fish are coming all the way over here. This seems to be the safest area because it's next to his 2 docks. Ivanenko has a fleet of fire galleys, though. I think the problem with Oladushek's crazy docking strategies is that when you're up against somebody of similar skill level, it seems like they can sort of rally and they can concentrate and take better fights than you because they're producing from relatively the same places. I don't know. Maybe that's not a fair criticism. It just seems like Oladushek's chaotic docks require more investment from himself. Like they're counterproductive. They hurt him more than they help him. See, he's outnumbered here with the fire galleys. His opponent's going to make some more fire galleys. Oladushek has some other ships over here. It doesn't seem like either player has clicked up to the next stage. Yes, and neither player has clicked up to the next stage. So just a big fire ship war on this map. But Oladushek somehow getting the advantage here. Ivanenko maybe split up his fleet. And now Oladushek is able to take more effective fights. What is this? Okay, he's repairing the fire galleys. Makes sense. Ivanenko with the repair. I'm going to save this fire galley, and Oladushek, despite having been at full... Oh, no, he's not going to save it. He must have run out of resources or something. Maybe ran out of gold halfway through the repair. Oladushik's starting to amass gold. But still, no Castle Age. No sign of Castle Age from either player. Oh man, I've seen fire galleys all set. Seems like that's the meta at 2K. Lots of fire galleys. And every single map had water too. Maybe for future seasons of Alchemy League we'll have less water going on. I don't know. Maybe you guys like the water. Maybe just, it just happens to be a preference of these particular players, is they love to micro on water. Like, what's left? Neither player with fishing ships, but actually Oladushik is working with some fishing ships. Where's Ivanenko's fishing? Ivanenko with no fishing, as far as I can tell. Unless he relocated it somewhere. Oladushik was able to find it, and I think Oladushik actually gave up, or Ivanenko gave up on water. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's building anything more. He's making one more fire galley. And he's made a lot of farms too. So maybe I was wrong. I underestimated Oladushik's commitment to water on this map. And he's winning water now. Oladushik controls the water. He has won. Ivanenko has walled this off. Palisade walls are not really going to keep anything out, though, when there's fire ships that can burn them. You would need stone walls there, but I understand. Ivanenko with a full queue of villagers. Still no sign of Castle Age from him. Oladushik is actually going to be Castle Age first. Oladushik built a defensive tower on his gold. Looks like Ivanenko is starting to wander over with archers and harass things. So, forcing Oladushik to make that tower. Yeah, Ivanenko made a few archers, and I must have missed it because I was distracted by the fire galleys. I don't know that archers get much value on nomad-style maps because town centers tend to be pretty close to resources in that case because that's where players build them. You wouldn't build your town center far away from resources. On Nomad, we've got another building coming up here. This is a market. This will help Ivanenko correct his economy and click up to the next stage if he wants. I think Ivanenko should not be so timid about being out here, but I understand why he might be timid. He might be worried that Oladushik is very close to Castle Age, and he doesn't want to have stuff going on out here and have a castle get dropped on it or have a bunch of Castle Age units from Oladushik come and kill whatever's out here. But I still think he's got enough knowledge of what's going on with his archers. Oh, and he gets in on Oladushik's woodline. That's pretty rough. But Oladushik is going to be Castle Age in just a minute here. Ivanenko clicking up himself. So Oladushik with about a minute of advantage, a little bit more than that, in Castle Age. So he's going to have this window of opportunity, and what will he do with it? I don't know that Oladushik will go back onto water. I could be wrong. I think... well, he's already on water, so it wouldn't really make that much sense. What I meant to say is I don't think he's going to do a castle drop, because there's no stone that he's collecting. He's getting the armor. Okay, so this tells us he's going knights. And he's building a stable. So Oladushik is going to use his faster Castle Age to make knights. And knights make a lot of sense against archers. Even without upgrades, knights are very powerful against archers. So he's got a couple of knights. And he is getting the ship upgrades just in case. And he's building a siege workshop in the back of Ivanenko's base, which is pretty funny. So the fire ships burned this palisade wall. I sort of predicted that they would do that. And then this villager just walked in and has built a siege workshop. So Ivanenko is going to not be able to take wood here, and he's not going to be able to farm here. So he's going to have to move out and take resources somewhere else. Oladushik has a knight. There are too many archers. So Oladushik will need to make more knights if he's serious about fighting off Ivanenko's land military. But Ivanenko has villagers out here which Oladushik could potentially raid. And this is indeed what's happening. He's got a couple of knights down here working on villagers. Ivanenko rushing up a monastery to defend against that. And a few villagers are going to go down. Ivanenko could probably have pulled his archers back to deal with these knights. They don't have any... Oh, no, they have +2. Holy crap. So even these archers might not be sufficient then. Oladushek's mangonel, unfortunately, a little bit too close to the town center. There we go. So he's got to pull it back for repairs, and then he'll re-engage that town center. He's building a battering ram as well. So this is going to be pretty annoying for Ivanenko to deal with. Ivanenko building a siege workshop of his own. Okay, we got crossbows against that knight. There are enough crossbows there to take down the knight. Villager gets flattened. Oladushek is going to repair this mangonel. And is this mangonel going to get a good hit on the archers? Are we going to see that? It doesn't look like it. Oladushek deleting the knight so that the monk cannot convert it, which is smart because if that knight were converted, it would immediately come over here and kill everything. So right now, Ivanenko has to respect the siege because all he's got is archers and a monk. But if he had like a knight or two, especially if he had two, but if he even had one, he could just kill everything that's here. There are some fire ships, though, I guess, and they could work on the knight theoretically. Oladushek with some more fishing. So Oladushek looking pretty strong this game. Seems like his plan of aggression is working so far. He's at 70 population to his opponent's 57. So he's got 10 population advantage. Mangonel battle. And he pulls the mangonel back. Is Oladushek going to get a hit on these crossbows? Oh! Mangonel goes down. So Ivanenko gets a free mangonel out of that. He's building an outpost here to help him keep an eye on what siege is back here. And, okay, Oladushek is paying attention. He micros the mangonel appropriately. He probably tells the ram to attack the mangonel. There is a knight here trying to get into the back. Maybe this knight is a mangonel sniping knight. I think that is the case. He's going to come up here and try to get that mangonel. Yeah, there it is. But Ivanenko has a monk, so Oladushek has to pull back. I really wish that we would see a monk rush here. I think it's kind of a good situation for it. There's a forward town center. Why does he need to build this stuff in the back when he could build 2 or 3 monasteries and a siege workshop and just convert everything that Ivanenko makes? I think Malians get decent monks. I think they might be missing 1, maybe 2 technologies in Imperial Age. But in Castle Age, that could be a perfectly valid strategy. But we see that Oladushek is going for a different strategy. He has 500 stone now, and so it looks like Oladushek is planning for a castle. Oh, he's actually building a castle already to secure some stone and some gold. And he could totally, I think he could castle drop this town center. This monk getting the relic. He's gonna, okay, Oladushek repairing the mangonel, and Ivanenko is not able to finish it off with the archers. So it's sort of a stalemate back here. So both the players are microing aspects of their economy at home. With Ivanenko having more town centers than Oladushek. This mangonel takes a hit, but it's not a heavy hit. So it is able to return for repairs. Oladushek working on these houses. You can notice that a lot of these 2K players know these little tricks. Like he was attack ground in between the 2 houses to damage both of them more quickly. I'd love to see an Atonement Monk battle. Ivanenko getting redemption because it's worth it. At this point, he's got enough mangonels chasing him around. And then he'll be able to convert the mangonels, and this won't be a problem anymore. So we got a castle drop here as expected from Oladushek. And by doing this, he's securing the moon. He's basically got 2 castles here, making sure that his opponent can't take the large amounts of gold and stone that are up on this moon. So now Oladushek's mangonel is being converted by the monks. The monks get the conversion. And they're going to take out this other mangonel, so Oladushek loses 2 mangonels like that. And monks, very decisive this game. They were decisive in the Gichigume map as well. And that's the way that it should be in maps where there's a limited fighting space. Monks should be more powerful. That's kind of what they're all about, is being the best unit when there's limited space to work with and your opponent can't raid or run away as easily. University from Oladushek. What's the plan now? He is making Gabetos. He's got the castles for it, so it makes sense. Gabetos are easier to convert than most units. I mean, castle units in general are easier to convert. So he's going to have to be careful given the large number of monks that his opponent has made and the upgrades that his opponent has invested in those monks. Siege Workshop going up. So Oladushek's control will solidify. Okay, he's got Gabetos working on the town center. He's got more Gabetos somewhere up here. Oh, so okay, so these Gabetos are going to mess with lumberjacks. What's going on? He can't hit anything. Okay, he got 3 kills, 4, 5. Wow. And Ivanenko hasn't noticed. 6, 7. Oh my goodness, this is a disaster for Ivanenko. Okay, he's noticed now, and Oladushek has to withdraw, but 7 villager kills just right there. You can see that Ivanenko only has 52 villagers, and Oladushek has 59, so Oladushek with a villager advantage over Ivanenko. So, whose castle is this? Oladushek wants to build a castle here. He snipes the mangonels with the Gabetos, but there are too many archers. I think these mangonels might have belonged to Oladushek initially. I don't think Ivanenko... He does have a siege workshop, but it's all the way back here. I don't think he's been making mangonels. So I think the plan for Oladushek was to build a castle here and push the archers back with mangonels, but the monks converted the mangonels. And these Gabetos are killing some villagers. Oladushek wants to build this castle, but he can't. He's got... Alright, so there are going to be some conversions on these Gabetos. And we got some villagers being killed. He can't build this castle because there's stuff in the way. And now it's too late. It's too late. This castle is too built, and Oladushek knows it. He has got to withdraw and build it somewhere else. This could be a good spot for it as well. The problem is there's a ball of archers that he can't deal with because every time he makes mangonels, Ivanenko converts them. So he needs to go into Atonement. He needs to go into Atonement, or he needs to sell all this stone and go Imperial Age and tread this stuff down. I think that is the correct play. No, this is not going to go up. The castle can range both of this. What on earth is he doing? He's using the ram to soak the fire. Oladushek, what are you doing? He garrisons the tower. Was this a plan to lure these? I don't know what's happening. I don't know why Oladushek expected to be able to build 2 town centers within range of an enemy, or not 2 town centers, 2 castles within the range of an enemy castle. Seems like this stone would have been better spent if it were sold and used to get to Imperial Age. Imperial Age opens up all kinds of nasty options for dealing with your opponent. If I were Oladushek, I would delete these castle foundations before he loses the stone. He has no range upgrades on his towers, which really hurts. Okay, I think he might have deleted it. He wants to use the towers to prevent the monks from getting conversions on his mangonel, so I do see what he's doing. He's waiting for Ivanenko's castle to auto-attack the castle foundation, then he gets back. Nah, man, this is just too greedy. You could maybe do this against a 1600 or a 1500 level player, 15 or even 1600 level player, but against a fellow 2K, this is never going to work. I don't know. Maybe you guys watch Oladushek stream and he does this kind of stuff all the time on the ranked ladder. Maybe that is the case. I don't know. I try to catch as many of his streams as I can, but a lot of them are in Russian and I don't understand what's going on. So I don't watch as much. Maybe you guys say, oh, you know, that's no problem. Is his opponent not paying attention? Ivanenko is not paying attention. Oladushek is going to build this castle. I can't believe it. I can't believe that happened. That's crazy. But a mangonel is working on these rams that will prevent the rams from attacking the base of the castle. So Oladushek will have to go into petards instead. It'll be all in Castle Age. Apparently, Ivanenko withdrew his crossbows for some reason. Oh, it's because of this. So Oladushek using this tower to distract the crossbows so that he could get this castle up. That's what that was all about. There's another guard tower here. I'm not sure what happened to that mangonel. We got Gabetos coming and attacking crossbows, and we got another building coming up, a guard tower coming up. I will admit, this is really fun to watch. I wish Oladushek would have just gone Imperial. I think he would have won the game by now. But what do I know? I'm just some 1300 pleb. You know, Ivanenko's really had to invest a lot of resources into keeping himself alive. And Oladushek has done a lot of damage. Well, he's damaged himself and he's damaged his opponent. Looks like Oladushek has killed 52 villagers and lost 40. Ivanenko with no food, basically. He's got the gold to go in, but he just doesn't have the food for it. He's buying food, in fact. So, yeah, if Oladushek wants to go all in Castle Age against his opponent, he's going to need petards to get rid of this castle, I think. I think what he should do is he should take his Gabetos and he should garrison them in this castle after his opponent is visibly microing in this area, so that he knows that his opponent sees the garrisoned Gabetos, and then make petards in this castle. And his opponent will think that the flags are the Gabetos when they are both the Gabetos and the petards. That's what he should do. Ivanenko with a castle drop here. Oladushek building a tower to try and deny this castle. This monk is being... This monk... There is a monk working on Oladushek's knight. I'm not sure where it is. I can't see it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So it's targeted this knight. This knight is getting so many villager kills. This tower is probably going to go up. I think the castle will go up too. But villagers will die. Oh my goodness. What a mess. So Oladushek trying to prevent Ivanenko from taking this gold, essentially. He wants to starve his opponent of gold. He wants to be the owner of all these gold piles here. This moon, which had lots of gold on it. He got this tower up somehow. Probably because his opponent was distracted over here. This seems to be a recurring theme for Oladushek, because he likes to fight in multiple places and keep his opponent distracted. And I think this is a great quality to have. It would be very effective against me if I even came even remotely close to playing at this level. Let me put this another way. At my level, 1300, if I get an opponent on the rank ladder that does this kind of stuff, I die very quickly. I cannot multitask like this. But Ivanenko seems to be doing a relatively decent job of responding to all of Oladushek's pressure. So Oladushek, he keeps on trying, but the monks just keep converting mangonels. Ivanenko is going to get Imperial Age. Oladushek is still all in Castle Age. So Ivanenko with Imperial Age, he's going to get Chemistry. He'll get Bracer pretty soon. Chemistry he clicks first, though, because it takes longer. Finishing off that Mangonel and getting out. Losing a bunch of Gabetos. Ivanenko has not queued up a Trebuchet yet, though. Now he has, but he's doing it from this castle here because this castle is a little bit safer than the other castle. And there is enough gold here for Ivanenko to, I think, win the game. Maybe it would have been a little bit different if there were slightly less gold. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oladushek with a castle drop on Ivanenko's original town center, and he's building a castle that ranges this monastery. So he's going to try to take Ivanenko's relics. Do these castles have any range upgrades? Nope. Their range is still only 8. I think Oladushek would have gotten a lot of value out of range upgrades. These crossbowmen are raining arrows upon this ram. These Gabetos can hop into this other ram, though. And this ram is still working on the castle. We got some Gabetos running north for Oladushek for some mysterious reason. They're probably going to come all the way around here and attack this gold mine. That would be my guess. Or they'll attack this house. He's got Trebuchets working on Oladushek's castle. So this castle that he built within range of the other castle is now going to go down. The repair villagers cannot stand. It looks like there were some... It looks like he did make one petard. Like he was planning on finishing off the castle, or what was left of it, with a few petards. So these are Italian crossbowmen. Arbalisters not come in, but they have the range and they have chemistry. So they have bracer and chemistry, I should say. So they're essentially arbs at this point. They're pretty close. These trebs are going to work on Oladushek's other castle. They are in range of the Gabetos, though, which I think is a mistake. I think he needs to pull his archers back to defend. If Oladushek sees this, he's going to run forward with his Gabeto. Yep. And he's going to snipe these trebuchet. And he's going to get one. I think he'll get at least 2, maybe. Oh, nope. He missed it. He probably could have gotten 2 if he were paying attention. But he gets at least 1. And these Gabetos are now going to run into this farmland, I think. Nope, they're not. Oladushek calls the GG. Ivanenko holding on. Oladushek really putting a lot of pressure on him, though. I think Oladushek had an opportunity to win this game. Looking at it from the point of view of a caster, although I'm not a skilled player, you know, I did cast the game, obviously, and I saw the choices that were made and the resources that both players had. And I think that if Oladushek had sold, like he tried to build 2 castles here, and he built like 3 towers up here. If Oladushek had sold that stone and gone Castle Age and pushed down his opponent's castle, that way, I think he would have gotten a lot more value out of his resources than trying to make rams and trying to micro and trying to drop additional buildings and such. The other thing that that led to Oladushek's demise in the 3rd game and in the 1st game were monks. He did not have an answer to the monks. You need to either make light cav, or you need to make atonement monks of your own. And I think you need to take it. You need to take that unit seriously. But even after his opponent demonstrated redemption and continued making monks, he would still make mangonels, and he would still send them in to attack town centers and such, and they would still get converted. The Mangonels would have been great if his opponent had been some stupid civ like Mongols or something like that hardly get any monk upgrades. But the Italians get them all. So anyway, really fun game to watch. The start of it was a little slow with the fire ships, I think, but Oladushek gave us a really great show here. Even though Ivanenko won 3 games, I think that these games were pretty close, and it was just some minor things that allowed Ivanenko to triumph over Oladushek and basically outboom Oladushek's aggression. So thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed casting this one, and I've got a few more sets to cast. So be sure to keep an eye on the channel for more videos coming soon. Many thanks to the players for playing and lending their talents to the success of our league. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon.